as far as, emotionally how I was feeling after the transplant, a lot of people deal with survivor's guilt after they have a kidney transplant. And for my first kidney transplant, that girl that passed away, her other kidney went to somebody, her corneas went to somebody, her heart, her lungs. With the transplant that I have now, the guy died of an overdose, and or at least was using cocaine, and it exacerbated an aneurysm that made him pass away. And because of what he was doing and because of what I was doing with my life at the time, they offered me the kidney. They knew I was using marijuana, but I had the transplant committee knew I was using marijuana, but I had a prescription for Marinol. So they didn't know for certain that I was smoking. And that was their main concern, is that I was smoking. And at the time I worked for NORML, the National Organization for Reform of Marijuana Laws, after I kind of dedicated my life to marijuana, and I had the lawyers back me and say, you're gonna get this transplant. And when I was finally offered a kidney, it was from someone really far away who they threw away all of his other organs. I was the only person that got a transplant from him because he was a drug user. And I said that I was okay with taking a drug user's kidney. I was discriminated against because I used marijuana. I was dealing a lot with, this guy only lives on through me, which is completely illogical, I know, but the emotional impact of survivor's guilt was really hard. You wake up every morning thinking about a person that I never knew, I never met, I don't know what he looks like, I don't know how old he was. The only thing I really know about him is where he lived. And because of his life and his gift that his family decided to give me, I go on living. And that was it felt like a burden sometimes, like a huge cross to bear. And even though I knew in my mind that was illogical, that he is still alive through me, his cells are still working through me. It was a hard emotional toll to deal with. And being able to take something that, I'm not saying they made those feelings go away, but it gave me a coping mechanism for those feelings. And that's something that no one could do with their words, no drug could do previous to that. And I think of it less of a sacrifice and more of a gift. And, I'm able to move on with my life because of what that guy did for me. And I'm able to emotionally move on because of what LSD does for me on a regular basis. If I could give a message to people who are against this drug, all I can say is you're doing yourself a disservice by not opening up your mind and opening up your heart to something that's helped so many people. I feel the same way about marijuana. Is like I want to help as many people as I can, and I've been at death's door so many times, and I know in my heart that when I'm there again, I'd like an IV of 300 mics of LSD, please. That's all I want. And it's the